Thank you, Mr. President. I'm sad that the senator from the 8th is not here in this moment for me to boost him so enthusiastically. But did y'all hear what the senator from the 8th said just a few moments ago about a constituent whose car insurance rates? Thank you for coming back, sir. I want to boost you because that's a crazy story, that those car insurance rates keep going up. And in fact, our insurance commissioner, John King, said something to this same effect back in November. I don't know if you guys caught this, but our commissioner on insurance and safety fire did a tweet where he acknowledged that insurance company profits have grown and that rates seem to keep rising. I'm curious if y'all remember the incident that prompted our insurance commissioner to say that insurance company profits should be capped. Capped, by the way, hashtag capitalism. Our insurance commissioner said we should cap insurance company profits. And the reason he did that was not because he received constituent stories like this. The reason was not because he got a PDF from insurance companies showing their exact financials. No, the reason the insurance commissioner said that we should cap insurance company profits is because the day before, a Democrat won a state house special election in Athens, Georgia, in Clark and Oconee counties, after he had lost that same race the year prior by 22 points. So I think what happened was the insurance commissioner was trying to warn the Republican Party that if you didn't take real action on car insurance and other insurance rates, real action, not fake action, that you were probably going to keep losing elections, which it turns out is actually the hammer that has to drop for the political courant to change. Now let's be very clear about what Democrats were saying during the entirety of the tort reform debate. We were saying that insurance companies make profits in the billions with a B, not millions with an M, billions with a B. And that threat that John King said was so present and real, that the insurance companies had a gun to his head and said, we will leave the state if you do not give us the sacrifice we require. If you do not sacrifice plaintiffs' personal injury lawsuit rights on the altar of insurance company profits, then we will leave the state. As it turns out, that was probably baloney. And as it turns out, the only way that rates are going to come down is if insurance company profits are capped, which is exactly what your insurance commissioner, John King, said back in November in response to a loss. The last thing I'll say is that we were promised that even if the insurance rates don't go down, they will at least stabilize. I would submit to you that the reason the word stabilize was used is because it was so far-fetched that insurance companies would somehow pass along savings to consumers and that rates would come down, that they knew that that was too bold-faced of a lie to promise during the tort reform discussion. What happened in 2025 is that the Georgia Chamber of Commerce quarterbacked an insurance company-led effort to lie to the people of Georgia through the mouth of Brian Kemp to tell everybody that their insurance rates would go down or stabilize if we cut plaintiffs' rights at the knees. Plenty of opposition told you that in other states like Florida and the Carolinas, which, by the way, both Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. went on record saying that those were tort reform scams, we went on record telling you that every time tort reform had been passed, the rates didn't go down. So with the utmost respect for the senator from the 8th who is telling you what is admittedly and truthfully a sad story about rates continuing to go up, let's just do the most basic level of accountability in our political discourse and acknowledge that everything we heard from the pro-tort reform camp in 2025 was a completely toothless and feckless scam. Thank you very much, Mr. President.